Wait a second. Why am I playing the ocarina? For those of you that don't know what this is an old musical device. It's called an ocarina. It's very similar to the flute. And the reason I played it is because when I learned this, it reminded me a lot of the ways I learned Photoshop. So that's when I started learning about learning. And I want to let you know that a lot of the things we do to learn a device like this or the piano is the same ways we are going to learn how to learn Photoshop. So how do you learn an artistic tool like Photoshop? The answer is hidden in this device. So let me show you what this device is composed of, right? There are many holes on this device. And when you're a beginner, first you learn how each hole sounds. So you say, I'm not going to hold any hole. And you say, okay, that sounds like something. And then you hold another set of holes. And that sounds like something else. So what you do is you learn each of these notes individually first. So you learn how the A note sounds, you learn how the B note sounds. Each of these things you learn one by one by one. Then after you're done and you're sure which note comes where and how to hold your hand in those positions, then you learn the progressions. You learn how it sounds to go from an A to a B. So you learn, you see, that's a progression. So you learn progressions one by one. So first you learn a two-step progression. You learn, that's a two-stage progression. Then you learn a three-stage progression. Right? So eventually, as you start chaining these progressions, you start becoming a good musician. And in the same way with Photoshop, what we're going to do first is we're going to learn the individual notes. In this case, we're going to learn the individual tools. So we're going to learn how the brush tool works. We're going to learn how the selection tool works. We're going to learn how to change colors and color correct. And once we learn each of those tools, then we're going to start combining them together. We're going to see what happens when we combine the selection tool and then the layer masking tool. Right? So we're going to learn how to combine the tools together. And then as we start combining all those tools together, you will start being able to create complex pieces. And before obviously we learn to create complex pieces, if you watch the How to Learn part of the Meta series, you will learn how to copy other people's work. So you'll learn to break down another person's work. Just like if I were to listen to The Lion King or music from Dragon Ball, I'd be able to break it down into its individual chunks. So you're going to be able to copy them. And then once you get the hang of the progressions and the individual tools, you will be able to create your own pieces. So without much further ado, we're going to go into learning the first tool in Photoshop, which is layers. So what you have to do is in each of the next few episodes, as we teach you the individual tools, you need to take these as drills. Right? A drill is something that you repeat again and again and again until you become comfortable with it. So what I'm going to be suggesting to you is every episode beyond this, and they're marked, the episodes are marked. Every episode beyond this, you take it as a drill. Wake up every morning or just before going to sleep, just perform the drill once. It could be something as simple as selecting something and deleting it, right? A simple drill, but just repeat it enough times so it becomes natural to you. And then we will move on to the progressions. And as I explain these drills to you, you will also learn a little bit as to why we'll use them, in what situations we'll use them, how does it work on the back end. You learn all of it as I continue running my mouth as I teach you. All right. So catch you on the next episode and let's get to the first drill.